You think you're invisible in a crowd, but to me, you're the only thing glowing in the dark. The one presence my soul locks onto without permission, while everyone else blends into noise and movement. You stand there like a quiet signal flare, impossible for my heart to ignore, no matter how hard I try. You disappear into rooms, thinking no one notices. But I feel you before I see you, like gravity shifting when you walk in. The crowd swallows everyone else whole, yet somehow you remain untouched, illuminated by something I can't name but always recognize. You assume you're just another face, but my mind erases the rest the moment you exist within my line of sight, even surrounded by voices and bodies. You feel alone, and somehow that loneliness shines brighter than confidence ever could. I don't search for you consciously. My attention just drifts where you are, as if it was trained on you long ago. You call it being overlooked, but I call it standing quietly at the center of my awareness, unmoving, undeniable. In a sea of motion, you remain still in my thoughts, glowing softly while everything else fades into background static. You blend in for survival, but my heart spots you instantly, like it was waiting for that exact frequency. You think invisibility keeps you safe, yet it's the very thing that makes you unforgettable to someone who truly sees. The crowd is loud, chaotic, overwhelming, but you are silence, and silence always demands attention. I don't see you because you shine loudly. I see you because you glow even when you're trying not to. You stand there believing no one is watching, while I'm quietly memorizing the way you exist without trying. You fade yourself into the room, unaware that restraint makes you radiant in ways noise never could. The world rushes past you, blind and distracted, while I'm stuck noticing every small detail you think doesn't matter. You hide in plain sight, but something in you refuses to be dimmed, no matter how crowded the darkness gets. I lose interest in entire rooms just to keep track of the one soul pretending it doesn't want to be seen. You mistake quiet presence for absence, but I feel you like a heartbeat under everything else. Everyone else demands attention. You command it without asking, and that terrifies me in the best way. You don't glow because you're loud. You glow because you exist honestly in a world obsessed with performance. You assume you're forgettable, yet my mind returns to you without effort, like a habit it refuses to break. Even when you stand still, you feel closer than anyone shouting across the room. You call it blending in. I call it the kind of beauty only the observant ever notice. The crowd never notices when you arrive, but my thoughts shift the moment you're near. You disappear socially, but emotionally, you leave fingerprints everywhere I go. You stand among hundreds, convinced you're unseen, while my focus narrows until it's just you and silence. You glow quietly the way stars do, unaware they're guiding someone through the dark. You don't demand space, yet somehow you take up all of mine. While others compete for attention, you simply exist. And that's what makes you impossible to ignore. You think you're overlooked, but my soul keeps finding you without instructions. The crowd blurs together, but you stay sharp, clear, and painfully memorable. You move like someone who doesn't want to be noticed, yet you leave echoes wherever you stand. You believe anonymity protects you, but it's what makes your presence feel rare. You don't sparkle for the world, you glow for those paying attention, and I always am. Even when you say nothing, your silence speaks directly to something restless inside me. You assume you're forgettable, but forgetting you would require effort I don't have. You fade into crowds, yet you stand out in memory with brutal clarity. The room fills with people, but my awareness collapses into the shape of you. You exist softly, and somehow that softness burns brighter than confidence ever could. You hide your light thinking it's safer, not realizing it leaks through every crack anyway. You don't try to be seen, which is exactly why you are. You stand quietly while the world screams, and I swear the universe listens. When you breathe, you think you're background, but you're the reason the scene feels real. You glow not because you want attention, but because you can't help being true. You vanish socially, yet emotionally, you're unavoidable. You stand there unnoticed by many, but deeply recognized by the one who matters. You blend into shadows, unaware that shadows exist only because of light like yours. You don't chase eyes, yet you hold mine without effort. You assume you're just passing through, while I'm quietly marking the moment you arrived. You stay silent, and somehow that silence pulls me closer than words ever could.